Hey you guys, this is Jet888, and I'm going to finish up the second part of this twisted words meaning. I was finishing up with Trump. Okay, you guys, so June 1st, Trump did a White House. He walked up to the St. John's Church, and they call it the President's Church. To see some damage that was done from the protests the night before. And I covered this. Now watch this guy tell him to go to the left. He doesn't listen though. And then they get him to stand in front of that little billboard for St. John's Church. So what I thought was weird, and we'll show it one more time. Okay, so just watch right here. This guy, whoops, that's Trump. Okay, where am I? This guy right here. Watch him tell Trump to get in front of this billboard. It's just kind of weird to me. Sorry about my shaky camera. I'm not high tech here. Okay. See how they want him to intentionally, hey, Mr. President, get over here. Okay, so hang on. I had to cut out some of that naughty scribbling that people did on those walls. But here, they are in front of or nearby St. John's Church, causing trouble here. Now there's one part in this, and I know this is late news. This is old news. I've been wanting to put this together for a while. See this billboard right there? Okay, so here's the billboard, and what I did is I got a screenshot of that billboard. You can kind of see what it says, the Rev, kind of casual there. Oh yeah, I also had to point out that look at that social distancing. Oh, look at that. Okay, so anyhow, they were walking up here, and because they were making it such an important issue for him to stand in front of that billboard, and look at all these stations. So you got C-SPAN. Who's this? Look at, they all want to show Trump with his Bible in front of that little billboard. I think that's really interesting. So anyhow, it's important that he was in front of this. So you get the picture there, right? Okay, that's a pretty good clear shot of that billboard in the background, isn't it?
Military.
So let's see. Sorry about that. I didn't want sound. All right. So what I did is I looked at this, the day that he went to the church. They refer to it as President's Church because it's so close to the White House, I guess. And then I looked at the billboard the night of the protest. So it basically says Sunday service, online, all are welcome. Clergy, the Rev, Robert W. Fisher, the Rev, was it Jane something? I can't read it from here. And then look at, so instead of, there's Rob Fisher Rector, it's Robert Fisher Rec. They shorten the name or the word. Jane what does that say? Milliken Haig. And then they changed it to the Rev Jane. So what I said is Sunday services is the same. All are welcome is the same. Clergy is the same. The Rev changed to the Reverend, and Robert W. Fisher to Rob Fisher. So it's not like they wanted to clean up the billboard and make it more formal for people to see, because they actually went more casual with Rob Fisher versus Robert Fisher. So that made me curious about what are the words? Like, why do they need the words to be different? So I started looking at the gematria values, and the St. John's Church, I just wanted to look at what they meant. So gematria numerical values, sharing a few words associated with the words and letters. We see the billboard behind Trump. The day he held the Bible up for all to see. Was that a holy Bible? I think it was. I kind of looked at it closer. It was. So this is a little bit of a breakdown. Now I got I used the gematria, it's gematrix or gematrix.org. So St. John's Church, when we look at that, and all those three numbers, the 1330, 1140, 190, they're in this order: Jewish, English, and simple. And you'll find the English and the simple typically have the same meaning. Well, they always have the same meaning. So, but 1330 means identical twins. This is what St. John's Church is equivalent to. So identical twins, 2 becomes 1. So that made me question, does Trump have a twin? Most people say yes. Vital eyes, 6G Wi-Fi. And the number 190 is equivalent to Aleister Crowley, coronavirus China, Donald Johann Drumpf, and there's more, but that's just what I thought was interesting. Now, right under St. John's Church, we're just going to look at Parish House. Here's those numbers, 601, 139. So 601 is Mark of the Beast, Lucifer, the fallen angel, the great test. 139, COVID-19, Freemasonry, declare end of time, Warren Buffett, Islamic Kingdom, William H. Gates, Hell to the King. Now remember, this is when everyone's wearing their mask and stuff. So the words clergy, find hidden pattern, Babylon. Now I talked that quince that we were talking about that earlier today in my earlier video, that the quince fruit was grown in Babylon. But 6 feet, crisis actor, never known what those are, change of rules, horned lord of death, and currencies. And I looked at the word 420 is gunkel, and I looked what that is, and it's Schöpfung. I don't know what that means. Und Chaos. It's like German something. In English, though, it means creation and chaos. And Vatican. Oh gosh, wait, did I want to look at that? So clergy in simple gematria is Vatican, Sweden, racist, robot, Amazon, Harry Potter. That could be for all the witchcraft stuff. And Q, which Q is very equivalent to the plan, suicide, demons, Bible pact. And the Reverend, so they changed it from the Rev to the Reverend. Hillary Diane Rodham Clinton, Corona Viride, a new error, to have no choice, and gematria codes, electrical field, China virus, the radiation, Illuminati, the truth, pyramid grid. Oh, this one has a lot. Attack atoms, ultimate end, fireworks, New Jersey technology shutdown. I remember those bombs that went off in Beirut that they were saying that was a bunch of fireworks. That might be some predictive programming, who knows. But anyhow, so the Reverend. And so remember here, trust the plan. they've got these numbers, so 804, 1044, and 174, and guess what? Trust the plan is the very first thing on in the Jewish gematria, and New World Order, because there's your 174, is the first thing under the English and Simple gematria. So look at that. Open the schools, trust the plan, New World Order. Okay, so I'm curious about that. It's Robert W. Fisher, and they changed it to Rob Fisher. So I just want to see what the difference in Robert W. Fisher we're doing with a more formal name and the original bulletin board. So I don't really see anything of any, relevance to anything. There's like, look at that, no mask needed at the end. So maybe that's why they changed it, because we're going to still be needing the mask. But there's nothing really, like there's Twin Towers, that was a while ago. So, ooh, the White House. But let's go see what's so significant to the name Rob Fisher. Why would they make him less formal than the original bulletin board? Huh, Trump? Why would you make that less formal? Okay, so we're looking at Rob Fisher. Just the numbers themselves are a little interesting. So you have 330, 600, and 100. And the first two are Son and Solomon. Now, I'm telling you what I'm coming up with the Bible and the little bit of the decoding, just simply by re-looking at the words, the anagrams and stuff. The sun is what should be followed. I mean, that's nature, that's God, that's, without the sun, none of us would survive, right? You've got name of beast here is 330 also. That's interesting. We have telephone. Ooh, Robin Hood. Uh-oh, we've got chocolates. I'll explain that later. Well, this isn't looking good for me. Look at that. All of California dead. Ooh, and even an 888. I think I just got called out. Crud. So under Sun, we also have Solomon. Okay, so here too, Trump is talking about Operation Warp Speed. Let's see. Sorry, I hope I didn't skip too much.
In addition, it will continue accelerating the development of diagnostics and breakthrough therapies.
Now, I was wondering if maybe perhaps this is why he wanted to push he's calling it Operation Warp Speed, but I think it's called the bill's right to try, where unproven treatments, i.e. vaccines, unproven treatments can be used by people who supposedly have a terminal illness and such. But there's something interesting about this. Let's see if we can look at that little Fauci in the background with his little mask.
The Great National Project will bring together the best of American industry and innovation, the full resources of the United States government, and the excellence and precision of the United States military. We have the military totally involved.
So that's great. You've got the military totally involved with a medical procedure. It's interesting. Hopefully I didn't skip too far forward.
Working very strongly with other countries who are also have some great scientists, doctors, and we're all.
So we've got some great doctors, really great doctors. Operation Paperclip was the code name under which the U.S. intelligence and military services extricated scientists from Germany during and after the final stages of World War II. The project was originally called Operation Overcast, and is sometimes also known as Project Paperclip. Got some really good doctors there. So,
working very closely together, and they're viewing us as the leader, and we are the relationship with other countries on solving this problem has been incredible. To date, Operation Warp Speed has brought together all of the experts across the federal government from...
okay, so Operation Warp Speed. So Operation Warp Speed, you got the number 1600, 1320, 20, it's 220. Interesting, VW, that's German, Volkswagen, you heard what they did. And I am the root and offspring of David. That's interesting. And coronavirus is code for. And the 220 is coronavirus pandemic. But back up to this, I am the root and offspring of David, who is, well, I know I'm totally simplifying this, but David's sons, just one of, here's Solomon. So Solomon did marry foreign women, says so there. And I also read somewhere where he fired a lot of the generals next to him, or closest to him. That was interesting. So here's Donald's dad, and his name is Frederick Christ Trump. So it's kind of interesting, and he dies in 1999. Got those 3 9s, 3 6s. So, and let's see, his mother's name was Mary. So you have a Mary, you have a Christ, you have the 999. I just find that interesting. All right, oh look, 4 plus 5 is 9. This is interesting. So Frederick Trump was a German, and let's see, talk about several years later. Look at that, 9 you got the 9 there. He operated a restaurant and a brothel, and cause of death, influenza pandemic. And look at that, 1918, you can make that 199 or 166. And Trump's mom, Elizabeth Christ Trump, was German. She married Frederick Trump in 1902 while raising their 3 children. The early death of her husband in 1918, it could be written as 196. 199, sorry. And she was born Elizabeth Christ. So, is this his mother? It must be his mother. Okay, so sorry about all that. I got way off track. But that Rob Fisher, the name was less formal. Sorry about that. I had an interruption. So, Rob Fisher's name also is equivalent to hospital, dies soon, Q is Satan, and JFK Jr. is Q, which I don't believe, but name of the beast, pain, 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 liar, 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 self-admire. So they just changed, they needed that name there, Rob Fisher, instead of the Robert W. Fisher. So also, sorry about this, so that billboard there, Sunday services online also equals God's ID, Bill Gate, Escape, Phase, Big Apple, Cleanse, Jehovah, False Flag, People, Texas Owls, Night Pirate. So all are welcome, which was on both of the billboards, so nothing that didn't change, but all are welcome. Is brainwashed, law order, China virus, pyramids, manipulate, war beginning, Master Lord, golden ticket, light lumen, billionaires. You think Gates and Buffett there? Those two are, we got another story going with those two. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of wanted to finish up on that Solomon. So the son of David that Gematria was talking about. So let's see, it says, fabulously wealthy and wise king of the United Kingdom of Israel, who succeeded his father, King David. The Hebrew Bible identifies him as the builder of the first temple in Jerusalem. Well, he did make Jerusalem the capital, right? His sins include idolatry, what's that called? Marrying foreign women. Solomon, as instructed by David, began to reign with an extensive purge, including his father's chief general Joab, among others, and further consolidated his position by appointing friends throughout the administration, including in religious positions as well as in civic and military posts. That kind of sounds sort of similar, doesn't it? I just thought that was sort of interesting. You can find that on Wikipedia if you just look up Solomon. Look at him. That is so funny. Okay. So, we didn't go over her name, Savannah, did we? Anyhow, he made it a big point to show that Bible. I just found that interesting, and not just the Bible, but in front of that specific cleaned up little bulletin board. Oh yeah, and also, so remember, everything they show you has a reason, but look up here. See the address to this church, 1525. Okay, so you put in the number 1525 and look who it equals, 1525. Okay, so they changed also the name Jane Milliken Haig to, it was the Rev Jane Haig, but they took out the name Rev and just put Jane Milligan. And her names come up with Gematrix Calculator, COVID-19, Revelation, Reveal Birth, Birthday Matters, Pyramid, Mind Control, Your Nightmare, and the Master Manipulator. Thanks, Jane. Anyhow, I'm going to leave this here, and just Warren Buffett and Gates, they are tied together in this. So Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, two of the richest people in the world. That'll be the next video, perhaps. Oh, wow. So Doris Buffett, wow. Warren Buffett's sister died yesterday. I didn't know this. So that's her picture in 2011. Wow. August 6th. So 8/6. 8/22. And she referred to him as the man known as the Oracle of Omaha. Wow. So, but this is whereas Warren Buffett favors what he has described as wholesale approach to philanthropy, making massive donations to grant-making organizations such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Wow. So this is where I'm going to leave it, and then I'll pick up from here later. Let's see, we're gonna, okay, I hope y'all can hear this.
Hello. My name's Forrest Gump. You want a chocolate? I could eat about 1.5 million of these. Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Well, that's interesting, huh? So there's old Warren Buffett there with See's Candy. So it says, you see, Buffett's investment vehicle, Berkshire Hathaway, owns a company called See's Candy. Anyhow, I just thought this was interesting. Holy See, See of Rome, jurisdiction of the Bishop of Rome, known as the Pope. Alright, that's enough of that. Oh, just one more thing. So, although the Holy See is sometimes referred to as the Vatican, that's interesting, I thought.
My name's Forrest Gump.
So, just the last thing, and we'll carry through later on this one. So, Forrest Gump equals Forge's Trump. I just thought that was funny. Okay, good night, everybody.